Awesome Championship Wrestling returns to the MJN Convention Center in Poughkeepsie on May 17th with Aftershock, presented by Aspire Brewing in Mid-Hudson Pump. In action, you'll see the ACW World Champion Richard Holliday defend his title against Indie God Matt Cardona. The crowning of the ACW Tag Team Championship will take place inside a steel cage as Poughkeepsie's own The Now take on Sent to Slaughter. You'll experience history as the first ACW Women's Champion will be crowned in an elimination match featuring Kelly Madden, Vicky Venuto, Tiara James, Tina San Antonio, and former WWE superstar Indy Hartwell. On the card, you'll also see Real One, formerly known as Enzo Amore, TNA wrestling stars Moose and Mike Santana, ECW legends Tommy Dreamer, Danny Doring, Little Guido, and Joel Gerdner, wrestling legend Crowbar, straight from Jersey Shore Family Vacation, Zach Clayton, and many others. Tickets can be purchased through Ticketmaster, or you can save on fees by visiting the MJN box office in person or buying over the phone. VIP meet and greet packages and more can be found at thisisacw.com.
All right, guys, welcome into a very special Stand and Deliver NXT prediction panel episode on BCP Plus. We're ready to go. It is Mania week. We're starting out. We got some interviews out the gate. We'll talk about that in a little bit. We got our predictions panel. It's that magical time of year where we talk all things WrestleMania. And NXT always looks good. NXT is always the show where you know you're going to get some great matches at WrestleMania, but you know Stand and Deliver is just going to, well, no pun intended, deliver. These guys and gals all have chips on their shoulder. They want to grow. They want to steal the show. They want to make it to the main roster. And I think some of them will, perhaps even as soon as the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But like I was saying to JP before the show, sometimes the wrestling on this really does steal it for the weekend. There's going to be a whole bunch of wrestling. We'll get into that too. But before we get going here with our panel, we got to please welcome back. It's been a little while to the BCP Plus, our good friend from back in the day, OG here, Mr. JP Mayer. JP, what's up, man? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. Yeah, you were saying Stand and Deliver. Well, it always delivers.
Yeah, it does. This is their fourth or fifth, and they've never done me wrong. So
it's gonna be good. It's gonna get good.
Great.
It's going to be great. And guys, please welcome back to the show. He is an A-plus player here on BCP Plus. You know him for Let's Go. The list goes on. DFPN, the No Gimmicks podcast over on the popbreak.com as well. This guy's killing it, man. I every time I see him do an interview, I'm like, I need to step up my game. And I'm so glad to have him here on the panel to tell me that Cody will turn heel. Our good friend, Mr. Kelvin Kately. Kelvin, how you doing, handsome?
I'm good, man. You don't have to worry about me talking about Cody tonight.
Yeah, no Cody.
Everything's safe.
Everything's safe. No Cody theories tonight. We'll stick with Stand and Deliver. And gentlemen, let's get right into it. If you don't mind, I'm going to bring up the chat as well. Guys in the chat, please share the stream. Let us know who you got. It's WrestleMania season. Let's have some fun. And it is time to Stand and Deliver with our first match. I believe the graphic is up here. It's for the NXT Women's Championship. The champion, Stephanie Vaquer, defends against Julia, Jada Parker, Miss Parker, and of course, Jordan Grace. A lot of multi-man matches, a lot of multi-woman matches on this card. I'm glad to see everyone get an opportunity, but I'm just going to say right out the gate, guys, I'm a huge Stephanie Vaquer fan. It might be one of my favorite pro wrestlers right now in the business on the roster in WWE. She came into the scene and was just really levels ahead. I think there were a lot of reports about perhaps her going to the main roster out the gate, and she chose to stay in NXT to hone her craft a little bit more, to learn English a little bit better, which I respect. In an interview with Bully Ray, she talked about how money was not necessarily the goal because wrestling filled her soul. When she was hungry, she went to wrestling and she trained, and that would kind of fill her soul. And now it's so great to see her, have money. They had the vignette of her going to Chile, which is so awesome to see. There's something very endearing about her too, which I think people like. But her moveset, just her personality, there's something very genuine. When she had that match with Fallon Henley, I think it was Vengeance Day in DC, man, that was one of my favorite matches this year. It was so good. She's doing all the submissions. They had a great match. Credit to both ladies. She does the spiral tap. I'm like, she does that move. This is my favorite move. She's one of my favorites right now. And for them to propel her, beat Julia, have both titles, and then like 2 weeks later, drop the other title. I'm like, wait, what? Why are they doing this? I understand because she got on the mic. She said, I'm going to give the other ladies opportunity. I had mixed feelings about that, but it adds to this card. I'm going on and on because I'm a huge Stephanie Vicaire mark, but 25% chance of retaining here. Calvin, I mean, what do you think here? Stephanie Vicaire, is she going to win here? Is she going to the main roster? What's going on now?
They did some things tonight that swayed me in a couple of different directions. I'm going to go to the most obvious one for me because I had Stephanie Vicaire, but they did this package on Jada Parker tonight that hit so hard, bro. It hit the soul, just showing her upbringing. They even threw the family in there to put the emotions in it, had her crying. It's hard to not root for Jada Parker looking after that because I too, I'm a huge Stephanie Vicaire fan. My first time ever seeing her was in the ring with Mercedes Moné, and the match that they had instantly made me a fan. So to see where she's come from then, the leaps and bounds that she's jumped into now is insane. I know that she's going to be a star, which is why this fatal four-way, if she was to lose this title in a fatal four-way, would be perfect. Because let's face it, she's not going to be here forever. She's not destined for NXT forever. I think her goal has been accomplished. She got the fans that she needed to get. She's put herself on a higher pedestal. You can bring what she's done to NXT to the main roster, and she's a star. Her work can speak for her, and you can still build on what the work that she put in NXT. So for me, I say move her up. And if you're going to move her up, you need a star to come in there and do that. And I think what they did with Jada Parker tonight leads me to say I'm comfortable with Jada Parker winning this match. I'll feel all right about it. If she doesn't, hell of a go at it. It's a hell of a go at it. But I'm going out on a limb here and saying Jada Parker.
That's a great pick, man. And you hit on something. I'll chime in first, and JP, I'll let you take us home on this one. The Jada Parker promo, all the promos they did with all the ladies were so good.
Yes.
But that one hit, she talked about losing her uncle, her best friend. I no secret, I've lost my best friend this year, and it sucks, man. That hit with me. And you saw her go from that serious mode to breaking down, man. And it's not something where I break down, but I care. Even here, man, this show is partly him. He helped me make it. He came up with the name. Like, I carry it with me every day. It's like a weight. And that instantly endeared me to her as well. And she wasn't my favorite at first, but she's really grown on me. And again, like you said, Calvin, there's things in the episode tonight that really sway you, man. And that's a good pick. I'm with you. I think Stephanie Vicaire, just because she just ran through everybody, she's putting on top tier matches. She doesn't need NXT. I'm not saying she's better than anyone or anything like that. I mean it very respectfully. TV ready, bro. She's TV ready. She's a star. I think they know it. They put all the belts on her. They're just having her literally like, all right, you guys can fight for this one. Like, she's ready for the main roster. And I think for that reason, she will lose here and not look weak losing. I think it's going to Jordan Grace instead. JP, your thoughts?
Ha ha ha. So, true story. Years back, I went to the second show of Battle Club Pro where Darius Carter had a brass ring challenge, and his opponent was a very young Jordan Grace. Those two put on a hell of a match.
Oh, I bet.
Now, you hear Jordan about going on the Indies and then going to Impact. Not only does she go to Impact, she changes her entire body to become the Juggernaut. Time comes, here she comes to WWE. Just like Stephanie Vicaire, she could have gone up to the main roster right away. She chose to go to NXT to get herself ready. But that Jada Parker promo, that was something. I've always been one Jada Parker fan. I'm with Kelvin. Winner and new, Jada Parker.
Wow. Wow. Real good stuff. And it's hard for me to argue against that. Like part of me wants to be like, it's too soon or too early, but man, that promo, man. And it's not too early either. It's just I
No.
want to push back on it, but she's really won me over. Real quick, let's go to the comments. We'll keep it moving. Jeffrey T. Fountain saying Stand Deliver is definitely gonna deliver. We have to say, even if you don't watch NXT regularly, these NXT PLEs go hard.
Oh yeah.
Melissa, that name tag though, what is it? Current boyfriend today? Is that what I got?
Yeah.
Jeffrey with me saying, hey, if Steph doesn't retain, she'll be on the main roster Monday. And Dan Lehman in the chat saying, I love me some Big Mama Pump, but Stephanie Vaquer is fire. Yeah, a superstar for sure. Steph retains, bruv. Let's keep it going, guys. Let's talk about the NXT North American Championship. Ricky Saints taking on Ethan Page. As soon as that match started, I'm like, Ethan Page is winning this. I'm going to be short and sweet here. I hate to be that guy. I think it's going to be a really good match. And again, we talked about it earlier. These are all people that are going to try to steal the show. And they're going to go out and they're going to put on a war. But I think and I hate being like, it's too early. But Ricky Saints, I do not think is losing this championship. And I don't think Ethan, all ego, needs it. JP, what do you think about this one?
Oh, Ethan Page does not need the North American title. He came to NXT and won the NXT title within his first 40 days of being in the company. So he doesn't need the North American title. Ricky Saints needs it right now. I'm going and still Ricky Saints.
And still Ricky Saints. Kelvin, do we have the trifecta here? What do you think, man?
Copy paste Ricky Saints for the same reason, bro.
Love it. Done deal. All right, we're keeping it moving. We got a lot of ground to cover this week, and I got to shout out Kelvin real quick as we move on to the next match. Check out his interview with Fuego del Sol. Great interview. My guy Kelvin even edited it up for me. We had a nice background. It was little BCP Plus logo, man. That's extra credit, man. Very well done.
Yeah, no, I watched it earlier, and I tip my cap to you, sir.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Respect. You get the Derek Jeter respect.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right. So let's make sure we're up to date here. First of all, great to see. Let's make sure we got everyone right. Does it have all the women? It does. Great to see Thea Hale back. I wasn't expecting that, and that was so cool to see. I thought she looked great. Loved her gear. Her song was low-key, like, awesome. It was almost like a Breaking Benjamin kind of thing, which someone find that for me in the chat and send me the link if it's someone like clipped it. I'm sure it's not on YouTube yet, but that was really cool. But we have the NXT Women's North American Championship ladder match. This is going to be awesome. I just want to point out again that Stephanie Vaquer allowed this to happen. Zarya versus Kalani Jordan versus Izzy Zane versus Sol Ruka. We're going to see that Soul Taker. What is it?
Soul Snatcher.
Thank you, Soul Snatcher. Sorry, off the ladder. Lola Vice. Thea Hale. This is going to be awesome. Kelvin, who do you got to win this thing? And this might steal the show.
I think this is my match of the night. I think this one will definitely steal the show. As far as winners go, again, I'm going to go out on a limb. There's been a few women. So Jada Parker in the women's match is kind of a dark horse. Also, another dark horse in the ladders match for the Women's North American, Lola Vice. I think Lola has a lot to win coming out of this match. So I'm gonna go with Lola Vice. There's a studded field of women in this match. And Lola Vice sneaking away with this makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah, really, really good. It's so hard for me to pick, but they are pretty high on her. JP, help me out because I haven't made my pick yet.
Yeah, no pressure or anything. On a side note, Thea Hale's music sounds an awful like Eddie Edwards' music before he joined the system.
Yes,
over in TNA. So
interesting.
And it's funny, Kelvin put Lola as his choice. I don't. I'm gonna go with Zarya.
Like that. I like that too.
That's good. Man, it's so hard to choose when there's so many people. I'm gonna say not Kalani Jordan, and she is a great champion. And I hate to be like on the default that she's already had it. Guys, help us out in the chat here.
Yeah, and
Um,
I'm with you on that one.
I think you have the dynamic between Zarya and Sol Ruka. I thought Zarya for sure would be in the upper tier. Not to say that she's not, but in the main event women's match, the NXT title match, because the way she came in was just so hot and kind of mysterious and big, and she was popping up in the stands and all that, and it almost feels a little bit watered down on the character, and it's almost a bit silly with Sol Ruka. I like it; it's very entertaining. I expected her to maybe be this force to be reckoned with coming in, and it doesn't feel like that now. So maybe they'll kind of have a different dynamic in that match. I got to see more from her. I got to see more from her in this match. I think Lola Vice is a really safe pick. I'm gonna go Thea. It was great to see her back, and maybe she should just have that moment. I'm gonna just to make it interesting. I'm gonna go Thea Hale. I believe she deserves gold. Someone we've seen up here in the Northeast Independents for some time. So let's go Thea. Guys in the chat, let us know who you have for the Women's North American Championship. Real quick in the chat, we have Ricky retains going back to the last match, and of course, All Ego gets that call up. Guys, let's go to our next match. The NXT Tag Team Championship, Fraxium versus Hank and Tank. Now, I'm not as well versed on Frank and Tank, but they've been a lot of fun. I've been seeing them more and more. And I'm like, all right, I'm kind of starting to remember these guys, know these guys. I mean, they got it. They're a lot of fun. Almost a Heavy Machinery meets, I don't know what, man. 3-minute warning. I don't know. There's something like with them. And they have it. They're a lot of fun. Great gauntlet match. Not to mention the SmackDown gauntlet match with the women was fantastic with Bailey and there's so much wrestling this week. Bear with me, guys.
Yes.
The Intercontinental Champion.
Lyra.
Thank you. Lyra Valkyria. Thank you. Guys, there's gonna be a lot of these brain farts.
There's a lot.
There's a lot of editing this week. There's a lot of reading. Super disclaimer. And I apologize, but that was great. I digress. Let's talk about the tag team championships. I don't think Fraxium loses it here. They took an L to the Hardys, which was the right call. I don't think Fraxium loses it, but we're going to get a great show. JP, what do you got?
I'm looking at the chat right now, and Jeffrey T. Fountain, Hank and Tank get the belts. They have to split the current champs. Absolutely. Winners and new NXT Tag Team Champions, Hank and Tank. Fraxium has had a stranglehold on the tag titles for the last year, with the exception of 2 weeks that Andre Chase and Rich Holland held them. So, yeah, they're one of the greatest tag teams in NXT history. It's time for someone new.
Wow. All right, we're split. Calvin with the deciding vote here, I guess.
You know what? I'm gonna go with JP on this one. I got Hank and Tank for the win. Listen, and you're right, Rob. They remind me of Heavy Machinery meets the Dudleys.
That's it. That's
who they remind me of.
That's it.
So the chemistry, how they moved, even in the promo afterwards, them claiming their stake to the title, I think they walk out of here with the titles. I think they walk out of Stand and Deliver the new tag team champions. And Fraxium was awesome. I'm glad we got them versus the Hardys, but it's time for them to feud. And it's going to be a solid feud for NXT.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I want to push back, and I want to be like, but Fraxium was like the best tag team of the year, not except for the Hardys. But it was like the best that was our tag team of the year for 2024 in our end of the year awards.
Yep.
So you got to be really, really good to beat these guys. But maybe it's like the tension or the friction or the miscommunication. We saw that interaction on TV tonight. I just feel like Hank and Tank are too new. I don't know them well enough. They can't be the ones to beat Fraxium. That's how I feel. But everything you guys are saying, It makes so much sense. Oh man, I'll
You
stick.
see, though, Rob, all it
I can't
takes is
change
3
my pick. Go ahead.
seconds.
Yeah, please.
All it takes is 3 seconds.
That's it.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I believe. Let's take a look here. But North American Tag Team Women's. I don't think it has it listed. I believe that North American Fraxium. There it is. Okay, I was looking for it. Sorry, guys. The D'Angelo family. That's what I was looking for. Versus, so they're officially called Dark State. I know everyone was calling them Timu Shield. That was going on forever. I didn't know if they had a name. I really enjoy the D'Angelo Sopranos mob thing that they do. I think Tony has just gotten better. I think Stacks is there's something off there between them, which they made very apparent. I think Rizzo, her voice adds so much to what they do. Like you really pay attention to her voice. It's perfect. And then with Dark State, it's gonna be an interesting match, but I feel some cracks and some fractures in the family here. So, and plus Dark State's kind of new, so they want to make them look strong. So for those kind of booking-ish reasons, I'm going to say the family takes the L. Kelvin, what do you got on this?
I'm going to go copy paste on that with a little caveat. I think the Dark State gets the W, but I think we may get a flip from the family. Somebody from the family is going to flip just based off of what they did tonight. And there's a little bit of dissension. People are moving without being told. I think we're going to get a split and somebody's going to join the Dark State out of that.
That's pretty good. Yeah, like I'm doubling down on that. JP, what do we got?
I'm going to triple down on that. But I don't think Stacks is going to join Dark State. I think Stacks is going to turn on Tony and Luca, go on his own, and you have a Tony versus Stacks feud, which leads to Tony getting called up.
I like that too.
I was gonna say I don't think I don't know if any of us said it. I do feel like Tony's like on the precipice as well. I feel like a lot of people on this card are gonna get called up. I don't know if they're gonna do a draft right away or just gonna be one of those things where they pop up on Raw. Like even Roxanne Perez, and let's go into this next match. She's kind of been on the main roster and back again, which I don't hate. They did that with Ricochet and Aleister Black. Who we may be talking about in the WrestleMania podcast tomorrow. We'll see what happens with that. But very interesting. I think for sure Roxanne Perez, no matter what happens. In fact, is that how they bring her? And I'm starting to think, is that how they bring her into the main roster if they win those tag belts? So I'm getting ahead of myself here, but we have the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship #1 contenders match. That's a mouthful. With now the newly announced team, Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade popping into the fold again. They've had their differences, seemingly having to be on the same page versus Metaphor versus Fatal Influence versus Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley. I was going to go with Metaphor because they've really we've talked about on the show. They've really impressed me. There were holes in their game, but every week they just got better and better. And it was like the little things, like the footwork and the facials and the storytelling. Like they got really good, really fast. And they put on the banger with Bianca and Naomi that I always like to talk about. Like they've really, really won me over to the point I think they deserve that title shot. Who's going to have the women's championships at that point? Would it be Bailey? Like there's so many things to consider here. And then you have the Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade of it all. Now I'm starting to think that they might win it. Maybe that's kind of how they both kind of go into the main roster. Maybe they win those belts. Oh man, I'm gonna let you guys go first. JP, help me out here, man. There's so many like multi-person matches.
You everybody's got to get their shine on. It's WrestleMania weekend. Before they announced Roxy and Cora, I had the Meta Girls.
Yeah.
I am big on Lash Legend. I am big on Jakara Jackson. Then they announced Cora and Roxanne. which throws a wrench into my thinking.
Okay.
But
It's not easy.
it's not. But
It is not.
I'm gonna stick to my guns on this one. And I'm
Wait,
sorry,
JP, hold on. I'm gonna cut you off. We're gonna say our answer. I'm gonna count to 3, and we're gonna say our answer at the same time. Ready? Let's see. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Metaphor.
All right, good. Yeah, all right, good. That's it. All right, my man. I know there was a little delay there for those watching, but we said the same thing. All right, I think we got it. Same brain. Kelvin, what do we got on this one?
I'm going metaphor, man. And before they announced Cora and Roxanne, I do think this match is going to determine who goes up, though. Whoever has the best performance in this match is probably going to go up.
Ooh, so you're saying Metaphor goes up and not Cora and Roxanne?
It not necessarily, because you don't have to win the match to have the best performance.
100%.
So I think this is kind of a scout to see who's going to go up to the main roster. I think it's going to be Roxanne in the end, but I do think Metaphor is getting it.
Yeah. That's a great point. And just because Roxanne goes up doesn't mean Cora has to go up. You can go on and on. And again, a lot of times when you lose in these stand and deliver matches, especially title matches, that's where or you lose a title. That's usually when you go up to the main roster.
Right.
And plus things are so different now. We'll get into that a little bit more in our WrestleMania podcast tomorrow night. Shameless promo, 10:15 p.m. EST. Just like Bianca Belair. There's so many things that can happen. And like Kelvin and I said, right now, expect the unexpected. So be very interesting. Real quick, in the chat, Jeffrey T. Fountain from USDN Podcast says Hank and Tank been teaming for over a year, meow. And he has Dark State going back to that match, getting the dub, split the family. D'Angelo may get the call up. John Blaine from the Around the Ropes podcast. What's up, John? Let us know some of your theories going on. And one more time, Jeffrey saying Roxanne getting that call up no matter what. Yeah, I think that's a safe pick.
Solid.
Let's keep it going. I feel like I'm missing something. So we got the women's tag, we got the D'Angelo family, we got the tag team championship, North American women's ladder match, the women's championship. Are we at the main? Am I missing something? I feel like
I don't think there's anything else.
Did we just breeze through this, guys? Wow. Good job, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's 5 title matches.
Yeah.
The NXT women's, which we did, the tag team.
I think we got them all. I got them listed.
The women's North American, the North American, and the NXT.
Wow, we're cruising. We're cruising. All right, well, let's do it, guys. And I'll even bring up the graphic for this one. Let's get fancy here as we try to do something sometimes on the BCP. We have our main event. I had my pick, and then I watched the episode, kind of like you, Kelvin, and then everything got switched around. Is this the right? That's the women. This is the men. Stand and deliver. Of course, again, shameless promo. April 19th, 1 p.m. I believe. What is that? Our time, 1 p.m. Eastern time over here. So very excited for that one. They're going to show up and show out. Let me get this logo off Javon Evans. Okay, there we go. So shameless promo. Shout out our friend Twisted Shamrock Studio and Spa. We are helping our premier sponsors over here. We have the NXT Championship on the line. Is Oba Femi, seemingly unstoppable, taking on Trick Williams and Javon Evans. Man, I'm talk about being kind of lost on this, guys. Like, I could see Oba getting the call up. That brings us back to our last discussion. Does he lose without getting pinned so he doesn't look weak? Gets the call up. I think he's an instant call up. But Trick, also an instant call up for sure. The thing I had Javon winning is because he had that long-term story with Ethan. Usually, like a lot of these next title winners, they kind of go through like a big story without a title, and then they get into the title match and they win. That was kind of my mindset with him. They've kept him close to them. Even when he's doing other stuff, they kept him close. And then he comes out and cuts that promo. He hits like that double cutter or whatever tonight. And I like him. He's bouncing. I know a lot of people want to see him versus Casey Navarro, so I'm just throwing that into the world. That would be awesome. We'll manifest that. I think him on the mic, he was good. He's got his own like flavor and style. I'm trying to say this. I don't know if he's ready to be the champion. Like, I could see him being North American champion. And he's popular as ever, and he's one of the like top names on NXT. I don't know if I see him yet. And again, we're going from a guy like Oba Femi, but then also you have the trick of it all where he's been a lot more heelish lately. I'm not saying there's any kind of turn or anything like that, especially when you have that huge babyface entrance. First of all, when Trick gets called up, I'm going to miss Booker T so much on commentary. I like it. Like, it's amazing every time. Even Trick did it on the mic today. Man, I want to say Oba retains just because he's just been so dominant. He's been running through everybody. He had that killer match with Moose, but I see Oba getting called up, and this is a way for him not to look weak. So do we go with Trick to win here, and then Trick goes to the main roster, or wins and doesn't go to the main roster? I'm so confused on this one, guys. And that, like we always say, I like it when I'm confused, man, because it's just like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? I don't know if I see Evans winning. I don't know. But it seems that way. He looked really strong at the end of this episode. Calvin, make sense of this for me, man. I'm rambling. I'm lost. I'm confused. I'm moving too fast. Like I'm all over the place, bro. This is why you're here. I need you to rein me in a little bit.
All right. I won't be on the panel tomorrow, but I'm gonna drop this nugget now.
Okay.
Just for the guys tomorrow, because there's a certain match that this is going to impact. When the good guy leaves the go-home show standing tall, chances are he's going to lose at the big show. Leave that nugget for tomorrow. That being said, that being said, I'm going to go Oba on this one. I'm going to say and still. The reason I'm going to say and still is because I do think him and Javon, with their interaction tonight, sets the scene for a feud between those two coming out of Stand and Deliver. I do think this is Trick's go home, meaning this is his last match in NXT. He's gonna look strong, but not come out the victor. That way he can go to the main roster happy. He get a good send-off in the show well, on good terms, go to the main roster. He lived long enough to see himself become the villain. Great. Now he rides off into the sunset, onto the main roster to find his footing. I do think the go forward from here will be Javon Evans versus Oba Femi, and then Oba Femi will eventually get the call-up. It'll be a staggered call-up. So the next PLE for NXT will be Javon versus Oba, and then Oba will eventually go to the main roster. But coming out of this, I do see him retaining. Javon saying, I know I can beat you without Trick in this match, and we get that going forward.
Oh, okay. You want me? I'm gonna go I'm gonna go Oba Femi. Trick, correct me if I'm wrong. Trick won the title twice, but they were both like pretty short reigns. If
pretty short reigns.
Twice.
Yep.
So I think for that reason, yeah, I just see him having that huge entrance. Maybe on SmackDown, because you have the big entrance with like Jay on Raw. So maybe like something like that. Trick's got so much charisma, man. And yeah. Let's go. Yes, please. It's so good. Oh man, him without Booker, because I don't think Wade Barrett's going to do it. But who knows? You never or Joe Tessitore. We'll see. Who knows? But man, he's just made for that main roster, and maybe we see him kind of get away from those heel tendencies as well. JP, you have the honor of taking us home, man. It's good to have you back on the show. Make some sense out of this, man.
Okay. Oba Femi, the ruler. No water, no bread, just straight meat.
Wow.
Like what Booker T says. Trick Williams, second straight Stand and Deliver main event.
Yes.
Javon Evans is 20 years old.
They want
and
that.
He's bouncy. That boy, very bouncy.
Mm-hmm.
we saw him hit the double cutter once on Trick and Oba.
Okay.
Lightning's going to strike twice. He's going to pin Trick and become the new NXT champion.
He's pinning Trick. Wow, man. JP.
Ooh,
You know what? You have a good point. I think typically that last offensive move on the go home show, I think that's typically the kiss of death. Like, oh, he ain't winning, but or she's not winning, you know. But you never know, man. Things are different. Expect the unexpected. And JP, you hit on something, man. Would he be the youngest ever NXT champion if he won?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
He'd
think
be the
so.
youngest champion in WWE history at that point.
There's something to that.
No, because you had Rene Dupree won the tag belts
You're
when he
right.
was 19.
You're right.
Because I don't count that ridiculous tag title reign of Braun Strowman and Nicholas.
Well, first of all, hold on, back up. Nicholas undefeated. The streak lives 1-0. All right, but he tested positive for Flintstones kid vitamins. So,
Oh, damn it!
Unfortunately, but no, I just meant, all joking aside, I meant in NXT, like the youngest ever NXT.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
oh, hands down.
To that, yeah. Good stuff, JP. All right, let's go to the chat real quick before we get out of here. Good stuff, guys, and very timely. I appreciate you dealing with me during this crazy week as I'm trying to remember people's names and matches and schedules and press and all this fun stuff we got going on. Javion is getting this title. That boy bouncy. Javon. I'm sorry, guys. It's very late and I'm reading it phonetically. All right. Very good job, guys. Awesome stuff. Before we get out of here, you know, we are all about that shameless promo here on BCP Plus. Kelvin, what do you got going on, man? I know you got a lot of irons and a lot of fires, as they say.
Man, a lot. First and foremost, BCP Plus, go check out my interview with Fuego Del Sol. Very good interview with the guy. He dropped some gems in that interview. So if you're an up and comer on the rise, please go check out this interview. He left a lot of nuggets in there for you to latch on to, and he talked about his journey in great detail. I loved every minute of that interview. So please go check it out. Thank you to the guys that have been giving me great feedback. It's been amazing. We're covering UFL this year again. Great articles from the guys over on the UFL side of things. Shout out to Mike Mueller and Yaz. Some great stuff, man. Great stuff. Also, DFPN, DFPN.com. A lot of great podcasts. No Gimmicks podcast, sponsor of BCP Plus, is on that network. Please go check us out, DFPN.com. Great stuff dropping every single day. So please just stay tuned for us. And shout out to everybody that tuned in tonight. So thank you, guys. Thank you for having me again, Rob. It's always a pleasure, fun coming on the show, man. Love it.
Thank you, man, Kelvin. I need you sometimes, man. I'm all over the place. JP, anything you got to promote? You want to shout out Luna, Staples? What are we doing? Staples, maybe an official sponsor one day? What do we got going on?
I'm trying to get Monster to sponsor me at work so I can be Staples sponsored employee. That didn't work out very well.
No,
anyways, hold on, there's Luna.
Hey, Looney. What's going on, Looney?
So when I'm not on the BCP podcast, I am part of another podcast called The Brain Trust. Check us out tomorrow night, 10:30, live on YouTube, youtube.com/The Brain Trust. I think that's what it is. I'll have to get it and I'll share it.
I will subscribe.
Check out Kelvin's interview with Fuego. I loved it.
Thank you.
I also like anything these guys do is golden. I'm so proud to be just a small little cog in this.
Wow. We're all in it together, bro. We're all
Absolutely
significant. We keep this thing going. We're very lucky. I'm surprised at some of the things we're able to pull off here as I'm rambling, trying to figure out people's names and remember matches. So we're gonna get through Mania week. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna eat a lot of food. We're gonna watch some good wrestling, man. And JP, so glad to have you here, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And in my house on WrestleMania Sunday, which is Easter Sunday, it is going to be the ultimate finger food day.
Ooh. Okay.
Who needs an Easter dinner when you can have wings and mozzarella sticks?
Heck yeah, it's a good
Love
day.
it.
As long as you got some Reese's
Love it.
eggs for dessert. Little of those Reese's eggs, throw them in the freezer. I got you, bro. Guys, thank you so much for staying up. As always, I'm gonna play the sponsors after this. Thank you for everyone sponsoring the show. So we'll awkwardly mute your microphone. So I will send you lovely little messages about how awesome you are instead of doing a proper goodbye. Also, and sign off so we don't get the after credits like we got with Bill and Matt doing the Ferris Bueller without missing
That
a
was
beat.
awesome.
You're still here. Like for Matt to
That
do
was
that, I was
awesome.
like, "That's my guy right there." Guys, thank you for staying up. And guys, like we always say here on the BCP, everyone stay safe, stay positive, take care of each other. We out. Peace. The BCP is brought to you by our favorite store, Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore, located in the Englishtown Flea Market in New Jersey from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays, and online at FunkensteinWrestlingSuperstore.com. Get your favorite wrestling merch, retro video games, Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, G.I. Joe, so much more. It's our favorite store. Thank you, Heather and Dan, for sponsoring the BCP. Also got to welcome back our sponsors, the No Gimmicks Podcast, the podcast that keeps it 100% real 100% of the time. Check out our guy Kelvin, only on the No Gimmicks Podcast. Wrestling All Day, All Night is the best wrestling discussion group on Facebook. We provide more of a community feel here and have wrestling fans introduce other fans to something they may not have seen before, such as old school wrestling, indie wrestling, Japanese wrestling, and so much more. We also strive to be a source of information regarding upcoming wrestler meet and greets and signings. And remember, we're open 24/7, all day, all night. Be sure to follow on socials and join the group on Facebook at Wrestling All Day, All Night. Welcome back our sponsor, Sweet Chin Musings. Sweet Chin Musings is the creation of the reigning, rarely defending, highly disputed champion of wrestling podcast, Mr. Perfect, Mike Mueller, and his tag team partner in crime, Luke Kudialis. SCM focuses on the in-ring product of WWE and AEW, no dirt sheet rumors here, as well as backstage news, predictions, and analysis of characters, storylines, and major pay-per-views. Old school fans, don't worry, we have you covered as well, with a look back on classic matches, top 10 lists, and interactive tournaments that let the fans decide who is truly the best of all time. You can find them at Facebook at Sweet Chin Musings, and check out the podcast on all major podcast platforms. Please welcome back our sponsors on the BCP Plus and the podcast, GPW Productions. GPW provides your promotion or event with top-tier video, audio production, live streaming, and more. I can personally vouch for them in saying they are hands down the best production company I've ever worked with, as they have and continue to work with the likes of AEW, GCW, StarCast, MLW, not to mention the majority of the local independent promotions here in the tri-state area. They can even help you film a vignette or promo for your persona or gimmick. And guess what? GPW doesn't just work in wrestling. No, they cover MMA, boxing, basketball, or any other sporting event as well. On a personal note, I'd like to thank Mike Sesko, Frank Leone, O'Neil Andros, and the team for giving me multiple opportunities to work with them and some of the best talent in the world. Thank you, GPW, and guys, book GPW for your promotion or event today at contact@gpwproductions.com. Please welcome back one of our favorite sponsors, Mania Club. Established in 2015, Mania Club is a WWE-recognized community for fans with an eclectic love for both the world of professional wrestling and raising money for Connor's Cure. During WrestleMania weekend, we host the official tailgate of WrestleMania while also celebrating the life of Connor McCollum. They are the single largest donor within the V Foundation for Connor's Cure, with over 150,000 raised. Please donate and join the Facebook group over at Mania Club on Facebook. Donate at jimmyv.org/Mania Club. Guys, please welcome in our new pod sponsor for the months of May and June, J. Adam Photography. Jay provides quality, artistic, innovative photography with a quick turnaround time. Be sure to check out his latest ISPW wrestling pics and much more stellar content. Right now, wrestlers can do a special portrait shoot with Jay in Sparta, New Jersey for just $50. Contact Jay at Jay Vogel on Facebook and be sure to follow him across socials. Thank you, Jay, for sponsoring the BCP. Guys, let's welcome in our new pod sponsor, Cooper Groove Grips. When you play Cooper Groove drumsticks, you get increased sensory feedback from your hands, so your grip will naturally loosen, but you have complete control. With that taking place, you don't have fatigue and soreness, which can lead to long-term issues. Guys, as a drummer, Cooper Groove is my drumstick of choice. Sweaty hands aren't a problem. Grip is good. Don't forget to check out their amazing Cooper Groove bats coming out soon. Guys, follow at Cooper Groove Grips on Facebook. Guys, please welcome in our new podcast sponsors, ISPW Weekly, where we dive deep into the world of ISPW, the crossroads of professional wrestling. Join Jumpin' Jay and Total with Tom every week as they interview the stars of the ring, uncover their stories, rivalries, and the electrifying action that defines ISPW. Be sure to check out ISPW Weekly on the ISPW Facebook page every week. Please welcome in our new pod and daily site sponsor, Twisted Shamrock Studios and Spa, located in Delaware County, Pennsylvania. Twisted Shamrock is a retro spa experience for the average Joe and Jane. Meet the next evolution of recovery and relaxation. Right now, you can try their introductory offer, where you can try a core service to include massage, skincare, facial, stretch therapy, body slimming, toning, personal training, and spray tanning for 30 minutes for just $30. This is perfect for our wrestling pals as well. Book today. Call 484-574-8868 or visit www.twistedshamrockstudiospa.com. Guys, please welcome back our returning podcast sponsor, USDN. USDN Podcast is run by USDN Chairman and the Council of Nerds. We bring you all the latest news and rumors from the world of nerds and consolidate it right here at the U.S. Department of Nerds. USDN is for the people, by the people, and of the people. Follow them at facebook.com/US Department of Nerds. Guys, please welcome in our new pod sponsor for 2025, the Ropes and Riffs podcast, featuring Maestro John Kiernan, speaking with the stars of professional wrestling about their in-ring, tunage, gear, and so much more. Check out John's interviews with the likes of Lince Dorado, Mercedes Martinez, and so much more. Find the Ropes and Riffs podcast on all major podcast platforms. Guys, please welcome in our new podcast sponsor, EM Collectibles, featuring live signings, collectibles, toys, and more. Be sure to follow them on Facebook and stay tuned for their upcoming events. Upcoming events right now, March 8th, Hernando Toy and Comic Show, the Hernando County Fairgrounds live signing with Super Crazy. March 22nd, Neg Dog Championship Wrestling presents Music and Mayhem in Hudson, Florida with special guest Super Crazy. March 29th and 30th, 2025 Syracuse Collectors Con in Syracuse, New York with Bill Alfonso, Gary Wolf, and the quintessential stud muffin Joel Gertner, March 30th only. April 5th, New England Fan Fest, and we'll have Buff Bagwell. April 13th, 2025, our premiere show, Bring Back the Memories Toy Show, and May 10th, our renowned 90s Wrestling Con in Morristown, New Jersey, guests to be named soon. BCP is sponsored by Warriors of Wrestling. Saturday, May 10th at Most Precious Blood Church in Brooklyn, New York, featuring former TNA superstar James Storm. Also featuring The Allfather, Darius Carter, Danny Moff, Chris Steeler, TJ Marconi, Warriors champ Roger Mendez, Danny Storm, Mike Titello, and a whole lot more. Get your tickets now at warriorsofwrestling.com. BCW and Shadow Wrestling Alliance present Anniversary 8, a Jurassic celebration honoring the life of Vince Steele. Live Sunday, May 25th at the Mecca in Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. Doors at 5, bell 6 times.